Hello, and thank you for watching. My name is Bradford Roberts, Principal Broker, Founder, and Owner of TR Realty in the Las Vegas area. After watching this video, please be sure to like it as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel. Download the pertinent handouts for this video by clicking the link in the comments below. Now let's get started. Agents often ask me what I would do if I were getting started in the industry today, and the short answer is take leads. Any lead I could get. Every lead has potential. And I believe as a new agent, the first few years or so, it is difficult to survive without aggressively taking and working leads. New agents need more opportunities to get in front of people. Referrals from friends and family are typically not going to be enough for you. And I believe you should be adding somewhere between 200 and 300 contacts a year into your database for at least the first 5 years, right? And if you do that for at least the 5 years, as I mentioned, you're looking at 1,000 to 1,500 contacts in your database, which industry research tells us should be able to sustain you for a lifetime career. It is difficult to add 200 to 300 contacts a year into your database without aggressively taking leads, specifically rental leads, and that's because of the volume of those rental leads. So we're going to be talking about that in this video series. Now, both buyer leads and rental leads can also be a great source of listings for you. See, you have to stay busy in real estate for things to start happening. If you expect things to happen, then expect to keep yourself busy every single day. You have to generate and maintain momentum to be successful in real estate. So agents who take leads meet new customers, they get appointments, they expand their sphere of influence, they complete more transactions, and they earn more money. So to shorten that equation, leads equals money. And leads that appear to be property specific are not really about a specific property at all. They're an opportunity to meet a new customer, an opportunity to become that customer's agent, and the go-to agent for them, their family, their friends, their coworkers, their neighbors, etc. So when a customer contacts you about a particular property, don't be discouraged if their property is already under contract, already rented, or already sold. Again, it's an opportunity to get in front of them. Your license does say salesperson, right? So when you get that opportunity to speak with a new customer, your sales skills have to take over from here. Remember, a lead that seems to be specific to a property is just as good as any other opportunity. And many of the leads that you get in real estate are going to be, in fact, for properties that have already been taken. Why is that? Well, there are many dozens of websites that extract their data from the multiple listing service. And although you may go into MLS to change the status of a property, it does not mean that the third-party vendor, that company that is displaying those listings, is going to automatically update their database. So in some cases, I feel that these other companies, I shouldn't mention any, right? These other companies that display listings that they originally get from the MLS, they will keep them on their website way after the time that those properties are contingent, pending, sold, etc., just to have more data on their website, just to make their website stickier. So one of the things you can do is when somebody contacts you about a property that is already taken, you create a sense of urgency. So take that seemingly negative and turn it into a positive thing. And so if somebody's contacting you about a particular property and it's gone, that can be a positive thing, what's called that sense of urgency that I mentioned. So we can explain to the customer that that particular property is taken, but you have one other, and the good news is that other one hasn't been taken yet. So that's what I mean by that sense of urgency. I want to talk a little bit about cases that are going to happen to you when the public contacts you and asks you, question number one, are you the listing agent on the property? There's a couple of reasons why the customer might be asking you if you are in fact the listing agent. And if you're not the listing agent, you may feel slighted in some way. You may feel that you have to go to extra lengths to prove yourself to that customer. Well, the customer might be playing on our sense of greed. Let me explain what I mean by that. If you are the listing agent on a property and you're also able to procure the buyer or the renter, you're going to get both sides of the commission, right? That's not any great secret. Most of the public knows exactly the anatomy of a real estate transaction and how the commission breakdown typically works. And they know that if you're the listing agent and they are the buyer or the renter, you might be in line to get both sides of the commission. So one of the things that they might be hoping for is to get into your pocket. Knowing you're getting double the commission, you might be willing to rebate some of the commission to them. Now, we've talked about this in other videos. You know that I am not an advocate for giving up commission. After all, that is your paycheck, right? So I don't believe in giving up commission, although at TR Realty we're a flat fee company, and you certainly do have the flexibility to do that if you wish. And there's another reason I want to talk about why the public will often ask you if you are the listing agent. And that is, they are hoping that to have an advantage. Again, it goes back to that commission, to the fact that you won't be splitting commission with another agent. So they feel that you are going to breach your code of ethics, because it would be a breach of the code of ethics, and you are going to give them a higher priority to get their offer submitted and approved, or to get their rental application approved, because you're in line to get both sides of the commission. I hope that makes sense to you. So they feel there's a better chance of getting that property if they work directly with the listing agent. And as I mentioned, it would be a breach of the Realtor Code of Ethics if you put a customer ahead of another customer simply because it would affect your bottom line. You'd be getting both sides of the commission. And many of you watching this video know that I have served and continue to serve on the Professional Standards Committee, and I do get to hear cases like that from time to time, where a real estate agent is accused of basically pushing another agent's offer or rental application to the bottom of the stack so that they can line their own pockets with extra commission. It's a violation, it's a problem, it's a breach of the Realtor Code of Ethics. Don't do that, okay? The next thing I want to talk about here when we are implementing our lead strategies is how important it is to go for a buyer brokerage agreement. Now, for those of you who've already had the opportunity to watch my Class 3 video series, you know that I discuss the buyer brokerage agreement, the BBA, in great detail. I spend quite a bit of time on that, and I want to be very clear that you understand, despite the title Buyer's Brokerage Agreement, this same document also works for rental customers. And of course, rental customers can be fickle. Often they are under the gun when it comes to time, so they're kind of all over the place. All the more reason you would want to do a buyer's brokerage agreement and lock them down to use you exclusively. And as I say in my Class 3 video series, it is that buyer brokerage agreement that turns shoppers into buyers, right? Because we don't make any money when we show a property, do we? We only make money if we're able to consummate the transaction. So it's not about how many people you're driving around town all day. It's about how many transactions you're able to bring into the end zone, right? So we want to turn our shoppers into real clients, even if they are renters. So in case you haven't done so, go back, take a look at that Class 3 video series, and really pay attention to what I talk about with BBAs. Here's another thing that you're going to be facing out there. Customers who are working with more than one agent. Now, if we go back in time, decades ago, people were different than they are now. There was a greater sense of respect and appreciation. There was a greater sense of loyalty, if you will. But today, those things are few and far between. And you're going to find that the majority, in fact, of the public is reaching out to more than one agent at the same time. There's all kinds of reasons for that. One is people have no patience. They might leave a voicemail or send an email to somebody. If they don't hear back in about 12 seconds, they're going to be on to another agent. But, folks, just between you and me, right? We have to look in the mirror also. The real estate industry has a large number of real estate licensees, I'm not going to call them real estate professionals, who do this part-time, who do real estate as an afterthought. Do you know in the state of Nevada, it takes 2 years to become a barber, but only 120 hours to become a real estate licensee? Someone who is entrusted with perhaps the public's greatest asset, their home. And I don't think the education is enough. I don't think the training is enough. And the fact that people can deal blackjack during the day and they can try to sell real estate, between 8 and 10 at night or on Sunday mornings, you've got all these licensees running around, especially here in Vegas. They haven't done a deal in a long time. They're not doing any training. They're not staying relevant with everything. And, if they stumble ass backwards into an opportunity, they don't know what to do. They're not serving the public very well at all. So the reputation of the average real estate agent, honestly, is not very good. And the public often feels compelled to shop around. If we look at the Southern Nevada market, there's about 15,000 realtors or so. If you took that number and you sliced it in half, nobody would miss a heartbeat here in this town. That's how overpopulated we are in terms of having real estate licensees running around Southern Nevada. So, bottom line with this topic is that most of the public is going to contact 2, 3, 10 real estate agents. They're trying to find someone who is alert and awake and responsive and relevant in the market. So don't get upset when you find out your customers talking to other agents. The vast majority of them are today. The question is not, are you talking to another agent? The question is, can you stand up to the competition? You have to be better than the competition. Here's an interesting statistic for you. Roughly 80% of buyers and renters who use a real estate agent at all will do business with the very first real estate agent that they have communication with. So how important is it, I should say, to jump on top of your leads, to be that first agent on the scene, to be the one who communicates quickly, decisively, clearly, professionally with that customer? You can answer that yourself. And speaking of answering things, answer your phone. The vast majority of real estate professionals don't answer their phone. And there's something that is endemic in our industry where people don't answer the phone. Folks, if you want to stand out, especially your first few years in business, answer your phone. And make sure you have a local area code. It's not about the cost of a long-distance call anymore. It's the feeling that real estate is local. And if you're trying to do business in Las Vegas and you've got, let's say, a California area code, people feel that you're Johnny-come-lately. You might be going back to California next week, and they just are kind of turned off to that. So if you're going to do business in a particular area, you need to have that particular area code on your phone. And if you go back to my Class 1 video series, specifically the technology video, you're going to see some ways that I talk about accomplishing that goal with a local area code. Now, TR Realty has some fantastic lead programs. We are very aggressive in this regard. We have fantastic and busy lead programs. In fact, we're the first company that I know of to offer a lead program menu because we have different programs. Now, some of our programs are free to join as a TR Realty associate. Some of them are not free. They cost money to join. But that's the point of having a menu. You choose. And our lead programs here at TR Realty can completely change the trajectory of your real estate career if you sign up for them and you work them correctly and you work them aggressively. I don't know any other company that offers multiple lead programs the way we do at TR Realty, but our lead programs are designed to suit our associates and their own preferences. I would like to thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative for you. If you are licensed with another brokerage in Southern Nevada and would like to talk with me, please text me or visit our website. See you next time.